My Snapchat is currently being hacked. My Instagram was hacked, but I think I fixed it.
So this was some serious shiz that was going down, okay? Like Homeland Security, really? And now you're having this person post pornographic videos to minors. Like see my hacker face to face and like speak about, no. I said, what?
A Timonia man is sentenced to 2 years in federal prison for aggravated identity theft.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. My name is Madi Westbrooke, and today I have a very interesting story time for you guys. I love story time videos, I'm all about it. I find them so interesting, and whenever all of this played out finally, I'm like, I can't wait to film this video. This has been years in the making. Little background summary, I was hacked several years ago, my Snapchat was. And that's moral of the story. So we'll just get right into it. I hate long intros. So this starts in September of 2017. A month into my freshman year of college at the University of Alabama. You know, thriving, living life. It's mom's weekend, my mom is in town. We had just gotten a flat tire. Shiz hit the fan, okay? It's mom's weekend, it's like a Saturday. There's a Pi-Fi thing going on and we were headed to the little event that was scheduled that day.
So we have a watch party for Pi-Fi, and it's at the district room. So that is the plan for today.
We're in the hotel room, my mom's hotel room, because I lived in a dorm and she wasn't gonna stay in the dorm, so I like stayed in the hotel, I guess. I received an email and it was like, verify your Instagram, like you can finally get the verified badge. And I had actually applied to be like verified and I was like, sick! They approved it! And so I opened up the email and it's like, click this link to be verified. Here's a screenshot of what I saw. And so like it looked legit, you know, in my mind, because I was so excited, I didn't think about, you know, oh, maybe it's a spam or it's, you know. I clicked the get verified. I click it, leads me to this little page and it was like, log into your Instagram. I'm like, that makes sense. So I put in my username, put in my password, you know, all of the correct characters. And I hit submit. Nothing happens. I'm like, what the heck? Maybe it's just like bad Wi-Fi. So like I put it back in and I hit submit. Again, nothing freaking loads. And I'm like, what is with this? I probably did it 5 or 6 times. I don't know, I don't remember exactly, but I'm like, what is freaking happening? Keep in mind, this is Instagram. And my dumb self, but also like my forgetful self, I used to have the same password for everything. If you're gonna get anything from this video, don't use the same password for everything, okay? So, I don't know how my Instagram wasn't hacked, but basically he had received the password to every other social media account of mine. And I guess he decided, oh, I'm gonna use, you know, this to try and see if it works for her Snapchat. There's a vlog explaining all of this. If you wanna go see it, it can be linked here or down below.
My Snapchat is currently being hacked. My Instagram was hacked, but I think I fixed it. So if anything is posted on my Snapchat, it's not me. I'm low-key scared. Like, who's opening these Snapchats?
But basically, like, I could not get into my Snapchat anymore. They had changed the email, verification, phone number, everything that you could possibly use to recover your password. Like, there was no retrieving my Snapchat account. So I was like, well, crap. If they have my Snapchat, then they have to have my Instagram. So I'm like going through Instagram, I'm like trying to make sure there's like second factor authentication or whatever the heck it's called. And I don't know how I worked it so quickly, but I got so lucky that he did not get my Instagram. Like I think if that were to happen, like I would have lost everything and would have had to start from scratch, which is what happened to another person that he had hacked. And somehow, some way, I got in contact with him. His name is Prone. This is like his screen name. I'm not gonna call him by his actual name, but we're gonna refer to him as Prone, P-R-O-N-E. And all he was doing to use my Snapchat was like, if you add this person on Snapchat, I'll give you a shout out, but acting as if it were me posting it. And he was going through like my memories on my Snapchat and everything else. And it was like, oh yeah, like Maddie's still here, like posting as if it were me. So many people were adding him back on Snapchat. And it just got to like such a big extreme, and I was trying to contact Snapchat over and over and over. I'm like, this person literally hacked my account. Like, I don't know how to prove this to you. It's not me. Snapchat did not help me whatsoever. Like, they actually sucked throughout the whole process. I'm like, screw you guys. In my mind, I felt like he was wanting more followers on that account, okay? cool. And I'm like, if you just want followers, just like ask me to like give you a shout out or something. So I'm talking to this man over Snapchat, and I'm like, I will literally shout you out if I could just have my Snapchat back. Like, I was so desperate at this point. Like, these text messages make me want to cringe. Like, I cannot believe I was even like agreeing to doing that. Like, I was at such like a vulnerable point. I was like, I will do anything. Give me my Snapchat back. Because I had thousands and thousands of followers on my Snapchat. I'm like, I'm gonna lose it all. So that happened. And I don't know how it got to this point, but he was like texting my mom off of my mom's phone. He thought the number was my number, and he had leaked my mom's phone number on my Snapchat and was like, oh, this is Maddie's number. You can text her, call her. And my mom was receiving so many text messages and calls, and I'm like, what just happened? Like, how did we get to this point? That was so stupid. A lot of this was just me being dumb and desperate, wanting my Snapchat back. Just like, don't do that. So yeah, he had leaked my mom's phone number and was like, how are you liking those text messages? And I'm like, it's funny because this isn't even her number, but it was my mom's. Like, why did we use a burner number? That was stuff. Like, thinking back, like, what were we on? And why did my mom allow that? What? Confused. I never got my Snapchat back, but I found him on Instagram, and I was like, I'm gonna see what he's up to. So I'm looking through, and I vividly remember this like it was yesterday. I'm sitting in my dorm room on my little fluffy gray rug that I always would lay on. Like, my roommates would walk by, I would never be in my bed, I would be my rug on the floor. I'm a floor person. So I'm sitting on my rug, and I think I was like FaceTiming my friend Caroline at that point. And I'm going through Instagram, and I don't even think we were talking about the situation, or maybe we were, but I clicked his story. I see his story, or he might have been on live. I don't know. One of the two. I see my name, my username, Madi Westbrooke, and then my password next to it. Just scrolling. It was like an Excel sheet, it looked like. He was exposing my usernames and passwords to everything. And I just started bawling, and Caroline's like, what is happening? I'm like, he just posted all of my usernames and passwords, like, I don't know what to do. He literally had this all typed out, and he's over here posting this information to his followers. His account was literally to post about him hacking people's accounts. So long story short, I changed everything. Like, I'm not even gonna go into that, but I don't have the same password for one account. Like, everything is so different from this. Like, this whole situation taught me so much. And like, maybe a few weeks later, I'm looking, and like, my mom still had my old account friended. And I was like, I had this thought, like, I'm gonna look on Snap Maps. This idiot of a hack, I'm sure he's so smart because of this whole hacking thing, but one thing he left behind was he left the location on. And I go, he lives on this street at this house in Maryland. But I had that information on file. I was like, this is where this man is. Maybe he doesn't live there, but this is where he is right now. This is tea. I just thought that was a very funny addition to the story. So I literally had his exact location. Come to find out, so like, I would still follow him. Like, I don't think I ever physically like hit the follow button, but I would like stalk him sometimes. Like, he just seemed like some ordinary high school guy. Like, some guy in high school just like trying to make money. I don't know, or get followers at that point. It was just very, I'm like, he's literally my age. He's probably younger. Like, what? I'm confused. Several months passed by. I think like over a year passed by, actually. I'd like completely forgotten about it. I was like, you know what? They're not doing anything anymore. Like, they're not posting. We're moving on. I received a phone call from one of my friends back home. And he goes, what are you sending people? I go, what? He was like, so-and-so got this video of you doing this and this and that and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what are you talking about? My Snapchat was active. I don't know for sure. I don't think it was the original prone hacker. I think it was someone else. He had sold my account for an X amount of money to someone. And this someone was posting and sending videos of some blonde girl, I hate this word, but just like masturbating, basically. Like straight porn, sending and posting. And like, I know like a majority of my audience is like between the ages of 18 and 24, but there's some minors here, right? The fact that some people think this is me because she's blonde, like, this is so, I was blonde at the time, if you didn't know. So people thought this video was of me Because then the person who my account was sold to was posting my memories. And I'm like, oh, what is happening? What is freaking happening? To come down to it, I really think his whole incentive was to just make money and sell these accounts to people. But I actually had someone interview me about this whole process. It was on Refinery29, if that's what it's called. I'll link the article down below if you guys are interested. It has more details of my story. That happened my sophomore year, and I was like, what the heck is happening? Like, just, I thought Snapchat had deactivated my account. Again, like I said, Snapchat was no help. When are they? They only help whenever you're trying to get a snap streak back, whenever I actually cared about them. I'm like, what is your problem? Like, this is something serious. Like, I don't want no freaking streak back. Like, deactivate my freaking account. And I can't do that because I don't have access to it. And now you're having this person post pornographic videos to minors. Like, so bad. That eventually slowed down. I don't remember exactly how, but it just like stopped. I still don't know if the account's active or not yet. Like, it could be floating around. I have no freaking clue. It's about a year ago. I get a phone call. He goes, hello, this is so-and-so from Homeland Security. Can I speak to you a moment? And I go, sure. Like, so you were hacked in 2017, blah, 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 blah. Can we talk to you about that? And I'm like, this is odd. Okay. Keep in mind, this is not the only spam hack thing that's happened to me. My computer was bugged. It's been a whole mess of social media hacking, everything. So I'm kind of like on edge with like random phone calls and emails that I get now. Like, I check that hoe. He's like, I'm gonna need your full name and number and like all this other like birth date, and just asking me all these questions. And I'm like, that's okay. I think I just like hung up. I'm like, this is fake. I'm not giving you any information. Like, all I gave him was my full name and I think the phone number he called me on. Like, my phone number. Well, obviously he had my phone number to call me. I call my dad. I'm like, this person just called me. Can you look up this phone number and make sure like they're legit? Like, or is this a scam? They call me again. I'm like, what? They're like, this is so-and-so from Homeland Security. We're just trying to get some more information on your hacker. And I'm like, I swear I hung up. I was like, this is stupid. I get a freaking email. Hello, this is so-and-so from Homeland Security. I'm like, what the crap? Someone's out to get me again, and I'm not here for it. I get a freaking text message. Hello, this is so-and-so from Homeland Security. I'm like, oh my God, like, stop. I'm so over it. And they didn't just send it to like the email that you would find on my business inquiries whenever I like handled all my business deals. So like, it would come directly to me. Now it doesn't do that. Anyway, so I'm like, well, that's easy to find. Like, anyone can email that email if they wanted to. Please don't do that. Also, it's like only business stuff. I don't get them directly anymore anyway. They ended up calling my dad. But they were like, I know your daughter, or he explained how I was so like on edge and like very like guarded with all of this because of past events. And they're like, we need to speak to your daughter. Technically, we're not even really supposed to be talking to you about this since she is over 18, but we will be in Tuscaloosa to speak to her about this whole situation. So my dad calls me back, tells me about it. I'm like, what? Like, this is insane. What is happening here? They had called me, they had talked about the whole situation. I had explained everything of how the whole hacking thing went down and all of the details. Meet with us at the Tuscaloosa police station at this time and date. And I'm like, okay. These men flew from Baltimore to freaking Tuscaloosa, Alabama to speak to me because I was too scared to give them info over the phone. So this was some serious shiz that was going down, okay? Like, Homeland Security, really? I walk in to the police station, little junior and college me walking in. Hi, I'm here to speak to so-and-so. I don't want to release names. That's just like irrelevant. And they're like, oh, well, there's like some mishap. I'm like, am I not supposed to be here? Oh my gosh, it is a scam. But then the guy walks out and he's like, you're Madison Westbrooke, come upstairs and talk with us. And it was like 2 of them and then a person who actually worked here in Tuscaloosa. Like, we just want to make sure, like, this is us who you will be speaking to over the next however much time. and we just want to make it known that we're not here to scam you. Like, we're legit, like, Homeland Security. Like, I'm in the police station, and the cops, like, have called me, text me, email me. I'm like, what? Like, you would be freaking out. Great. I just felt so uncomfortable. I still was just like, it's really not a big deal. Like, it's fine. I don't really care anymore. This happened 2 years ago. It's irrelevant. No, it was a much bigger deal than I thought. Because that's when I found out that there were like multiple other people it happened to the same thing to, but they had a greater impact than I did. Went to the police station, come back, whatever. They stay emailing me like, do you have any screenshots? Like, what are the details with everything? And this was like a year-long process. They would send me letters of like very confidential letters of like what was going on throughout the whole, what do you call it, case. Then they're like, you might have to fly out to Baltimore to, you know, like speak on your half. I'm like, what the heck? Like, I have to go and speak, like see my hacker face to face and like speak about, no. So that was almost, that could have been a thing. So that was wild. I didn't have to go to Baltimore, thank God. About 2 months ago, I received an email and a letter in the mail that was like, your prone is going to testify on this date, blah, 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 blah. And I'm out here calling my mom, my dad. I'm like, yo, my hacker, he might go to jail. This is wild. And then today, I go to check the mail. I see a letter from U.S. Department of Justice, District of Maryland, Baltimore. Dear Madison Westbrook, as a victim witness professional, my role is to assist you with the information and services during the prosecution of this case. I am contacting you because you are identified by law enforcement as a victim or potential victim during the investigation of the above criminal case. On May 5th, 2021, the following dispositions involving the defendant, Crone, were entered by the court. This man was sentenced to prison for 2 years and is now, and then after the 2 years, he'll be on probation for a year and owes over $34,000 in restitution.
A Timonia man is sentenced to 2 years in federal prison for aggravated identity theft. 20-year-old pled guilty to using the identity of victims to steal digital currency and social media accounts. Milson has to pay restitution of more than $34,000 as well. He was a hacker since September of 2017, setting up fake websites to steal people's account credentials. When released, he'll be on probation for a year.
Mic drop. I said, what? 2 years in prison? $34,000. I flipped my shiz. This happened like 2 hours ago. I was like, what the frick? Like, my hacker. He is getting what he freaking deserves. So yeah, that's my story time of my hacker going to prison. I just think it's very interesting that like, it just started from like the fact that it has taken this long. What? And to go back on Homeland Security calling me, I'm like, this happened 2 years ago. Why are you calling me now? That's also why I was so like, no, obviously things take time and figure it out. Like I said, if you guys are interested, articles will be down below. If Refinery29, I don't know why that article wouldn't be up there still. That will be there along with videos that I've referenced and the article to the news story. So yeah, that's my story. Lesson learned. Don't like click random links and emails. I was just really excited, okay? I was really excited. Hope y'all found this somewhat interesting. I wish I had more like video proof of stuff, but it is what it is. So yeah, love you guys, and I'll see y'all in my next video.